start with a soft, yet epic and cinematic musical score. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we have a story that will stir your soul, a tale of promises, redemption, and the unbreakable bonds forged in the wild heart of the jungle. This is the story of a fallen king and the oath that would redefine his legacy. Music shifts to a gentler, more atmospheric tone. The first rays of dawn pierced the dense canopy, painting streaks of gold across the jungle floor. A tiger, his magnificent coat scarred by battle's loss, slowly opened his eyes. The pain in his body was a dull, constanto ikabat. It was nothing compared to the memory that echoed in his mind. He could still hear the wolf's voice, a desperate plea from the brink of oblivion. Promise me. Promise you'll never betray the jungle again. The tiger let out a ragged breath, the words a whisper on the morning air. I made that promise, and I will keep it. He was a king without a crown, a warrior humbled by his own mistakes. Every movement was a struggle as he limped towards the life-giving river, his reflection showing a ghost of his former self. But just as he lowered his head to drink, a shadow detached itself from the deeper darkness of the trees. A presence, silent and deadly, had been watching. Music becomes tense and mysterious. From behind the ancient banyan trees, a black panther emerged. He moved with a liquid grace that belied the danger in his eyes. He stopped, his gaze cool and calculating. You've changed, tiger? The panther's voice was a low, resonant purr. Once, the jungle trembled at your roar. Now, you're just a broken warrior, hiding behind promises you can't possibly keep. The tiger's head snapped up, his own eyes flashing with a spark of their old fire. And who are you to judge me? He growled, the sound rumbling deep in his chest. The panther simply smiled, a chilling sight. I am someone who knows your past, tiger. And more importantly, I know your weakness. He paused, letting the words hang in the heavy air. The wolf, the one who saved your miserable life, has been captured by hunters. The world seemed to stop. The tiger's amber eyes widened in disbelief. What? What did you say? He's trapped in the Black Rock Valley. The panther continued, his voice devoid of emotion. It's a place of no return. If you go there, you will surely die. Perhaps it's for the best. The jungle needs a strong leader, not a sentimental fool. Without another word, a deafening roar tore through the clearing. It was a sound of pure, unadulterated fury. The tiger didn't hesitate. He wasn't a king, not anymore. He was a debtor, and a promise had been called in. He plunged into the jungle, a blur of orange and black, running towards his destiny or his demise. Music swells, becoming more urgent and percussive. The journey to Black Rock Valley was a nightmare. Thorned vines, thick as a man's arm, tore at his fur, reopening old wounds until his stripes were painted crimson. His lungs burned, his muscles screamed, but his heart burned hotter with a single unyielding thought. I cannot let him die. Not him. Finally, he burst through the tree line and into the valley. The sight made his blood run cold. The entire area was a spider web of traps. Nets hung from branches, iron cages glinted under the sun, and the metallic scent of steel and fear fouled the air. This wasn't a hunt. It was a slaughterhouse in the making. He moved cautiously, his senses on high alert, but his desperation made him reckless. Suddenly, a sickening snap echoed through the valley. He roared in agony as a steel-jawed trap clamped down on his paw, the teeth sinking cervicos deep. From a ridge far away, triumphant shouts erupted. There! Over there! We've got him! Catch him alive! And then he heard it, a familiar howl filled with despair from a cage nearby. Tiger! No! It's a trap! Leave me run! Run! The tiger looked towards the sound, his eyes locking on to the captive wolf. He saw the hunters closing in, their rifles raised. Run! A growl ripped from his throat, a sound of defiance that shook the very ground. A tiger never runs from his promise. With a surge of adrenaline-fueled strength, he wrenched his paw free. He didn't just pull, he tore through the net, the force so immense that the metal chain anchoring it to a tree snapped with a thunderous crack. He was free, but he was also wounded, exposed, and surrounded. Music explodes into a full-blown epic action score. The battle began. Bullets whizzed past his ears, kicking up dirt and splintering bark. The tiger was a force of nature unleashed. He dodged, he weaved, a phantom of striped fury. Ignoring the searing pain, he charged not at the hunters, but at the cage. He slammed his full weight against the iron door. Once, twice. On the third impact, the lock shattered and the door flew open. The wolf stumbled out, gasping. You came back! The tiger's breath was heavy, his body a canvas of pain, but his eyes burned with an unbreakable resolve. A promise is a promise, he panted. Now, let's finish this together. What followed was not a fight. It was a reckoning. They fought side by side, a symphony of claws and fangs. The wolf, agile and swift, darted between hunters, creating chaos. The tiger, a titan of raw power, tore ropes, shattered traps, and sent hunters' litteras sprawling into the mud. The jungle itself seemed to join them, its roars of fury echoing through the valley as they dismantled the instruments of death. One by one, music softens, transitioning to a triumphant, hopeful theme. As the sun began to set, the last of the hunters fled, their courage broken. A heavy silence descended, broken only by the crackle of a few small fires. Smoke rose in lazy columns above the devastated valley. On a high rock, overlooking the chaos they had wrought, the tiger and the wolf stood, their chests heaving. The light of the setting sun bathed them, turning their scars into badges of honor. You could have died, the wolf said, his voice soft with a mix of awe and gratitude. The tiger looked out at the horizon, at the promise of a new day. Better to die keeping a promise, he replied, his voice calm and certain, than to live having broken one. The wolf looked at his friend, and a faint, rare smile touched his lips. The tiger didn't need a kingdom or a crown. He had found something far more valuable. Music swells to a powerful, emotional close. And on that day, a new legend was whispered through the leaves and carried on the wind. A legend that taught the jungle a timeless truth. That true strength is unbout the power you hold over others, but the promises you keep, and that even a falling king can rise again, not through dominance, but through loyalty and courage. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey. If this story moved you, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more tailies from the heart of the wild. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the tiger's sacrifice. Until next time, stay brave and stay true.